Alright, so, also, ich bin hier mit der wundervollen Band Spring Offensive, genauer gesagt mit Matt, Chris, Lucas, Helen und Theo, aus Oxford, die gerade auf ausgiebiger Deutschland-Tournee sind. Und ihr sphärisch-melancholischer Indie-Pop brachte ihnen bereits den Titel Tip of the Week der BBC News Musikredaktion ein. Und auch sonst werden Spring Offensive als das nächste große Indie-Ding gefeiert. Heute Abend spielen sie im Feuerwerk, aber jetzt sind sie erstmal bei uns hier im West End und wo sie uns dann einen kleinen Akustik-Vorgeschmack auf das Konzert heute Abend geben. Exactly, this is already your second time in Munich, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
So do you have any memories of the city? Do you have any connection with it, or is it touring is more like traveling and seeing so many places that you don't really remember anything but the names?
When we started this tour, we kind of made a point of always knowing where we were and really trying hard to make sure we saw as much of the city as possible. But sometimes there's just not enough hours in the day, and you spend most of your time in the van taking pictures out of the window. When we were driving today through the Alps, through Austria, every one of us was taking pictures, and I was driving, so I had someone else taking pictures for me. So it's very hard to get to see a city. And when we came to Munich last time, the show was really fun, but it was one of those times, so we didn't really get enough of a chance to see Munich.
We saw the English Garten.
Yeah,
it was very nice. Also, as it is our second time, well, it's our third time in Germany, second time in Munich. So I think German sort of didn't make sense to me when I first came here, but I understood most of your introduction, I think. I sort of vaguely could understand what you were saying about us, rather than before, first time I remember when people started talking about us. It just made no sense to me at all. There you go.
So, you're touring at the moment, and you already released one LP and various EPs. So you're also working on a new LP, or what's your plan?
We haven't released any LPs yet. We put out just a few EPs really. One of them was a mini album, so a bit longer. But at the moment, yeah, we've got a few singles basically that we're touring for, that we've done, and we are working on putting together an album.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, for what time is it like?
Oh, I don't know. It's so hard. It would be nice. It would be nice if it was ready for summer next year, so everyone, people could listen to it as they're driving around with the windows down, and it'd be a summer album. But you never know how long it's going to take. So hopefully next year. We've got lots of the songs which we play could go on there, but we want to write some new material. So when we get back from tour, we will lock ourselves away in a dark room and see how long it takes.
So, but the concept would be rather summer album, summer record.
Probably not.
Because
no.
because I don't know, your music with all that hard singing and all that stuff has for me at least, has like a spherical melancholy touch.
That's
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also the names "Worry, Feel My Heart," for example. It's all of that. I don't know. Is that Weltschmerz and uncertainties big topic for you?
Yeah, neurotic. Yeah. So I don't know if it will be a summer record, really.
I think sense of people sort of the autumn season is quite an interesting one, as people go through changes and stages in their lives in general at that time, and it's probably the season that we associate ourselves with most, if you can associate yourself with the season, despite our name being Spring Offensive, which is confusing. But
it's kind of we're always told, we've always stuck with the idea of you've got to write what you know, and to some extent you don't really have that much control over kind of what comes out of the process, and maybe we're 5 very neurotic people. I think maybe we are. But so I think that maybe comes out in the music of the themes. But we don't sit down and say, right now we're going to write melancholy, or now we're going to write kind of pop.
Okay, talking about neurotics, what kind of neurotics, for example, do you have? I don't know. How does this sort of neuroticism?
Neurosis,
whenever we park the van anywhere, every single member of the van on the way, walking away from the van, will go back to check that we've locked every single door.
I have
That's at least one
neurosis as well.
that everybody does.
I always have to check the door.
That is very true. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Well,
This is fine. It must be.
Check now.
Don't worry, I check.
Hey, it's needing no one.
I think maybe there's a kind of common theme potentially in England at the time, but certainly with our generation, it seems, of job uncertainty, and I mean that's true for anyone at any age, and I think that's a kind of example of you talk about like kind of unease or not, or just kind of like a mid-20s feeling of not being settled.
Yeah, never staying in the same house for more than a year, and feeling that a job isn't going anywhere. That kind of,
For us, tour is a kind of, even though you're moving around, it's actually a kind of security in a funny way, because you know what you're doing every day, and you wake up and you have a plan. And sometimes when you wake up and you don't have a plan, that can be quite worrying. So for me, I guess it's that kind of thing. But checking the van 5 or 6 times is, I don't know whether it would make a good song, but it's certainly true.
But it could be a topic. No, but that's quite interesting. But also your name is quite interesting, Spring Offensive, because when I first Googled it, the first entry was about the Spring Offensive, or in Germany it's rather known as the Kaiserschlacht, which was which describes a series of attacks of the German Reichsmacht during the First World War, which was the last convulsion or struggle before the total defeat. Is that true, or is it more a reference, or do you refer to that, or
it's
to
more
season spring, or?
It's more. There's a poem by Wilfred Owen which is set in that during that. So it's actually more about that. It's more about the poem, more about our response to reading this piece.
The poem?
Yeah, a poem by Wilfred Owen.
What's it?
He's a First World War.
Is an English poet. Wilfred Owen.
Wilfred Owen.
Yeah. And he's not. I don't know if he's not very well. He's not very well known outside of England, but in England he's one of the big First World War poets. And the whole thing is an amazing series of really powerful images. And it's not really about the specific battle. It's more about people. The contrast of people dying during the springtime. So when in
nature rises and people falling.
So it was a poem that when we first read it, when we first formed the band, we were always thinking about this. This is the kind of thing we want to aspire to achieve. And I'm not sure that we do, but I mean that's what.
But I think
that was the plan when we started out.
We didn't know we would ever get to Germany, so we didn't know whether anyone was going to stay.
And now it's already a second time.
Yeah.
Because I also thought that maybe it's a reference or reminiscence to Franz Ferdinand, the English Über in die band, which also refers to this historical figure. Enough talking about your music. Now we want to hear something.
Okay.
Maybe if you would like to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which song?
We're gonna do. We talked about it earlier. So we're gonna do a song called "Worry Fill My Heart" about our neurosis, about checking the van.
Also jetzt, das Lied über die Neurose, den Bus dreimal zu kontrollieren, ob man ihn noch abgesperrt hat. Worry Fill My Heart. Von Spring Offensive.
Oh, I need a plectrum, sorry. What do I? I do. That kind of neurosis.
It's just not in this. I've felt a lacking beat since my career path shifted, and I ask no one for the life I'm leading. It dragged me in both fevers. with my tie tied too tight and an ear pressed to the clock. I am counting down the seconds until my shift is off. So imagine how stable we feel, we were both quite cold. All I need is just a couple of hundred. It should keep me for a few weeks. I'm like a child to be asking. Owe me all my balance's pension, and as the panic swells my chest, my head is splitting. I can control it if I just keep breathing. I've been through this routine before, and if I can't pay my rent, then I'm completely dependent. I never thought that I would be so in love with convention. How dare I even think that I could be any exception? All I need is just a couple of hundred. And it should keep me for a few weeks. I'm like a child to be asking. Fill my heart, and maybe tomorrow